Oh, I love it. The room is filled with bright but gentle light. It almost feels like I am bathing in sunlight. For a few moments I forget my worries. Everything feels blissful and quiet and my heart feels full. Then moments later I feel warm arms around my waist. Here we go. He's back. I love you too, Elly. Shock. And here he is. Oh, the curses are broken. Oh, the curses are broken. They're both curse free. Oh, this is such a fairy tale. The prince and the princess in love. My heart is just floating right now. When I open my eyes, I still can't see anything, even though I know that the light has faded. That warmth is still there too, but now I feel it immediately on my skin, and I realize that is because Claude is hugging me. Not as a beast, but as a man. Did I break his curse? I realize it's the first time Claude has ever touched me for a long period of time without abruptly moving away. Tentatively, I move my hands, feeling the fabric of his shirt and the warmth of him underneath it. Claude. But before I can finish my sentence, my lips are sealed. I feel Claude's lips on mine, only briefly, but it is enough to make me suddenly feel faint. He pulls away from me with a brilliant smile. I've always wanted to do that. Elly, you're blushing. If I could, I would kiss you again, but we have some urgent things to attend to. Oh, right, to King and Queen. I forgot all about them. Ugh. Love has a way of making you forget things, doesn't it? The reality of the situation begins to seep back into me. My father, Varg, Alcaster, they are still in the throne room. The king! Alright everyone, I think I got all the mushiness out of me, so you know what I'm gonna do? For putting up with all my interruptions throughout this whole majestic scene of love, I'm gonna shut up for the final sequences of the novel, so I hope you enjoy yourselves here. I'll start talking at the end of it. And now to resist interrupting. The king! Let's go, Elly. When Claude and I rushed into the throne room, my attention is immediately grabbed by the king calling my name. You remember— oh, sorry, I tried interrupting already. Elly! He's still bound to the throne though, his gag removed. A rush of relief floods through me. He's alive, and he remembers me. My gaze is drawn to two men battling at the base of the throne. Their swords are locked together in a stalemate. Alcaster and Fritz! Oh, it's so hard to not interrupt everyone, I'm so sorry. What has happened here? This is not how you gain power. I knew you would be a thorn in my side from the moment I concocted this plan. Where is Varg? The only one here is me, and I will. Fritz's concentration slips as his eyes land on me. The opening is small, but is enough to give Alcaster the opportunity he needs. Watch out! Claude is already running over to help, but even he is too slow. No! No! Is he going to die? Alcaster disarms Fritz for driving his sword through Fritz's chest. Oh no. 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 Alcaster pulls the sword out of Fritz's chest just fast enough to deflect Claude's attack. As Claude drives Alcaster away from the throne, I rush to where Fritz has collapsed to the ground. His eyes are already growing glassy. Fritz! I lean over him. There's so much blood. I glare at Alcaster. How could you do this to your own son? Anyone in my way will meet my sword. Blood does not matter. Princess. I turn back to Fritz in alarm, tears in my eye. Fritz, hold on. Don't speak, you need to conserve your energy. Princess, I'm sorry. Fritz, please don't speak. I feel bitter tears stinging my eyes. I'm sorry. I watch as the life cease from Fritz's eyes. Oh no. There's so much death even though we saved Claude. I put my hand to my chest and feel for a heartbeat, but Fritz's body is still. Fritz! I glance up at the sound to see Claude at the far side of the room, struggling to get to his feet. Elly, watch out! I turn, but I'm not fast enough. I see Alcaster's sword raise high in the air, and I know it will reach me if I can pick up my sword. Delora, yes! The sword falls from Alcaster's hand as a bright red ribbon of light twines around the hilt and drags it far from reach. I turn and see Delora standing a short distance away, Jurien and Garlan and Waltz all standing behind her. I'm afraid your performance as a king has been incredibly disappointing. Jurien and Garlan move together, rushing Alcaster from the same side. I see Claude moving in from the other side, quiet and lethal. Princess! Waltz and Delora rush over to me as the fighting continues. Alcaster has reclaimed his sword and is trying to evade attacks from 3 different swords at once. The king! Waltz nods at me, his gaze lingering on Fritz as his expression becomes solemn. He walks off to the throne while Delora kneels beside me. Delora, save him, Delora! Save him! Delora shakes her head and that's all I need to know that there's nothing more to be done. Oh, she doesn't have the power to revive anyone. We will make sure he's properly honored, but for now we need to get you out of here. What about Ophelia? Waiting for us somewhere safe, I construct a shield around her that will keep her hidden from view and harm until we return for her. Weren't we meant to bring the royal family back to the Marchant first? Not when we're missing a king. Besides, plans change when a magical beast starts rampaging in the castle. Princess! I turn to look at Alcaster, who is still somehow managing to scream my name despite the fact that he's being quickly overwhelmed. Princess, we could have worked together. If you were only more like your mother, you could have ruled with grace, beauty, and fear. I flinch back and Delora's hands come to rest my forearms, her grip steadying. That's enough. I look up and see that the king has stopped to stand beside me. To my surprise, the king rests a gentle hand on my shoulder, his eyes soft as he looks at me. Elly, we have a lot to talk about, but right now, I have something I must do. I nod mutely and watch as the king draws his sword. He makes his way to Alcaster. Jurien and Garlan and Claude step back from where they have forced Alcaster to one knee. You are a traitor lacking any honor, Alcaster. You are the one that lacked honor. A ruler must have the people beneath his thumb. A ruler must lead people, not suffocate them. His oath as king is to protect them. You are no king, Alcaster. For your crimes, I find you guilty and incapable of rehabilitation. The sentence for the severity of your crimes is death. The king raises his sword, and I turn away before he strikes down his sword. There is no sound or scream to follow. I turn once more and see that the king has pointed the sword at Alcaster's chest, but has not killed him. You will stay in the prison until the time for your trial comes. Though you might try to refute these claims, you will be tried as a traitor to this kingdom. And then you will be executed. Alcaster's shoulders fall. The glare never leaves his face, not even when guards seize him and drag him from the room. The king immediately sends Jurien and Garlan out to deal with any knights that are still a part of the coup. Delora and Claude help with moving Fritz's body while Waltz tries his best to fill the king on the most basic points of a successful operation. Everything has died down a little bit over the last hour, but I still feel overwhelmed. I glance at Waltz and the king, who are still speaking. Every time the king sees me looking at him, he flashes me an uncertain smile before glancing away. I know he wants to speak with me, but we'll talk to him after I can get Fritz's body out of my mind. It was my fault he died, wasn't it? He saw me and stumbled. Goddamn. I thought this would actually end with no death, everyone. I thought it would end with no one dying. Silence. Hey, princess. What are you doing here? Here I thought you changed, but you still got some feistiness in you, don't you? Silence. Many years ago, when the war ended, we were all faced with a feeling just like this, princess. We had lost so much, and the future seemed so grim. But now it's different. You have a future. Silence. You broke your curse, princess. That gives you some kind of hope, and in addition, you broke Karma's. Memories of Karma's arms around me, of his lips on mine, come flying back to my foggy mind. My heart still feels tight, but it's a little lighter when I think about him. I wish he was here right now. How did I break Claude's curse? Claude, I don't think I'll ever get used to his real name. Seems like he hasn't told you yet. I guess it's been pretty hectic. So Claude turned into a beast because he loved me. Well, I guess I could give you the laydown of his curse. Stop! Desist! Delora has not even started to speak when Claude runs into the room, gasping as he's been running through the halls. Curse? Are you speaking about my curse? There's no way he heard us talk in the hallway, is there? Even I feel at a loss for words right now. I sense that you might be talking about me. The princess was asking me about your curse. Oh, then it was right to come running, and here I was just guessing at what you might be talking about. Karma, Claude's curse was based off the tale of the Beauty and the Beast. Claude easily finishes her sentence. Delora holds up her hands as if in surrender, so eager to steal a spotlight. Well, you were talking about me after all. You always told me that your curse was just the Beauty's curse though. Well, yes, because the other half was a little difficult to explain, wasn't it? He has a point, though I think he might have been able to save us all some trouble if he hadn't so secretive about his curse. He really must have been scared that I would shun him. Allow me to explain, princess. In the fairy tale, a prince of a kingdom is transformed into a beast because his heart is as cold as ice. Sounds familiar to a certain icy princess, eh? Huh. Silence. Just trying to lighten the mood, Claude sighs. I will call Elly something far more flattering, like my sweet, beloved. We were talking about your curse. Oh, right. Well, anyway, the witch cursed the prince in the tale tells him that he has to learn to love and be loved before the petals of a rose completely fall off. A rose? Yes, she gives him a rose, and he keeps it protected under glass. Some time passes, and the rose continues to wither away. A maiden finds a beast, and eventually the two fall in love. At the end of the tale, she confesses her love to the beast, and he transforms back into a human. By confessing, I saved you. But his curse was different from the tale. I know what you're thinking, that my curse was somewhat different. It was more complicated. The witch made it so that I was both the beauty and the beast. She said it suited me because I was so vain. The witch constructed a very roundabout curse. Any woman who falls for me falls in love with me as the beauty. And when transformed into a beast, the enchantment would break and they would become terrified of me. Oh, okay, so the beast negates the power of beauty, and beauty negates the power of the beast. That really is a roundabout curse. Silence. I doubt Claude ever thought he would break his curse. The love women felt for him while he was cursed was always fake. How could that kind of love hold strong when he turned into a beast if it was never true to begin with? Then you came along, Princess. I bet he'd just about given up hope and was waiting for you to spell the curse on your birthday. But now, here you both are. But the Ice Princess, in love? What a miracle. I turn away embarrassed. It is not a miracle. I am very glad I met you, Elly. Lady Delora's words are the truth. I had just about given up hope. I never had any hopes of breaking my curse. I had thought that the only way to fix it would be to have you dispel it on your birthday. But then I came to know you and... He fell in love. A fairy tale indeed. Oh, this is so nice. He started off frowning at everyone and everything. You've come a long way, Princess. Congratulations, you turned out to be a pretty okay princess. And you turned out to be a pretty okay witch. Ha, nice. Gasp. Did my ears deceive me? A compliment from our little witch? You look so surprised, but you'll be the new bearer of the crystal real soon, Princess. I expect good things from you. Right. I almost forgot about that part. I'll try my best. Yet another miraculous proclamation from the little witch. Will the surprises never cease? Before I can snap at Delora again, the king awkwardly interjects, coming to stand next to us with Waltz by his side. Pardon the intrusion. Oh, not at all, Your Majesty. Silence, silence. Waltz told me that you were cursed. That's why I forgot about you. Yes. Even if it was by a curse, I felt terrible that such a thing could have ever happened. So I'll make it up to you. We can catch up from where we were many, many years ago, and maybe things can be different. Silence. I'm sorry. What for? For being the way that I was before, for shunning Ophelia and her children. Oh, Ophelia. Did they bring her back to the margin? Ophelia is still here. After the fight was over, she was shown back to her room. She's still waiting for Rod and Mela to return. Now, would you maybe be willing to tell me the story from the beginning? Perhaps I could fill in the gaps, Your Majesty. Claude? The king looks startled when he sees Claude. He blinks as if he has just noticed his presence. Oh, and you are? Claude elegantly bows before the king. I am Prince Claude of Brigantia. A pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty. The Lost Prince? The king turns to me with a puzzled look. It's a long story. Claude surprises me by wrapping an arm around my shoulders and pulling me closer to him. Everyone looks shocked except for Delora, who looks like she's still trying not to laugh. Oh, right in front of the king. Claude, you feisty person, you. As the princess's lover, I feel my obligation to help her explain this whole mess. Really, Claude? He's so forward. Oh boy. I feel my face getting hotter at Claude's sudden proclamation. All their eyes are now on me and I finally feel like hiding myself. Only Claude would so bluntly say such a thing. The king looks more shocked than anything. When did this happen? Well, Your Majesty, I think I better start at the beginning. Claude, just Claude. I'm so glad he survived. But Fritz died. Damn. We were able to tell the king everything, save for where Varg had disappeared to. No one was sure where he had gone in all the chaos. The night's search for him all ended in failure. A lot of explaining had to be done, not just the king, but also to the people at the tavern. As soon as everything had calmed down, Rod and Mela finally returned to the palace. I apologized to them as best I could, and they all seemed willing to try again with me. And I'm willing to try again too. As for Claude... So you're going back? Are you sure you don't want to come to Brigantia with me, just for a short holiday? I would love nothing more than to introduce you to my family. Mother would shower you with gifts. Father would, well, tease you, probably. He makes jokes frequently. And Llama. What did you just say? Llama? He has a pet llama? My brother, Llama. What? Another acronym. We're Karma and Llama. Does your father do these things on purpose? I told you he likes jokes. My brother's real name is Lance. I was going to bring you back and introduce the two of you. And you could tell my little brother how very charming I am. Is it just my imagination, or is there a glimmer of competition in his eyes? As much as I would like to meet your family, you have your own obligations here, and you need to let your family know that you are safe and alive. But the thought of being separated from you... Claude sighs before he leans down and plants a kiss on my forehead. I'll miss you. You won't be gone that long. Love, that's not how you're supposed to respond. You're supposed to say, my sweet prince, I'll miss you too. Fine then, I'll miss you too. Maybe. Claude raises an eyebrow at me and then smiles. I'll be back for your birthday. I love you, Elly. Aww. Aww. This is so nice. It has only been a few weeks since Claude left, but I am impatient. The king has been throwing grand dinners every night in preparation for my birthday, but I can hardly concentrate on anyone else when I am thinking of Claude. I told him all about the smaller birthday celebrations. I thought he would be here for them. My birthday is in a few days. When will he come back? I have tried to make myself busy, mainly by continuing my sword practice with Jurien and Garlan, who both rejoined the Order of Caldera. Every time I am around the knights, I think of Fritz. I shall bring some new flowers tomorrow. If Claude would just return already, we could go pay our respects together. Hello, Elly. Hello, Elly, my love, my sunshine, my beautiful betrothed. Haha, he's back. Claude. I shake my head and try to gather my thoughts. First of all, you did not knock. Second, we are not engaged. We may as well be, don't you think? At the very least, knock before you come in. Still worried I would come in on you in the middle of changing? Would you have minded so terribly? Yes. It's worth saying those things just to see you blush. Why are you even here? His arrival was so sudden and I had absolutely no time to prepare. Claude sighs dramatically. You didn't want me back here? No, I mean, you did not even write to say you'd be back today. I just wasn't expecting you. I did say I'll be back for your birthday. I am a man of my word. Should I have stayed out longer? No, of course not. I grumble as Claude walks over to my bed, grinning. He sits down on the bed next to me and wraps an arm around my waist, pulling me closer. I sigh and lean my head on his shoulder. It is a startling contrast to what it used to be. Before, if I touched him, he would flinch and turn away from me. Now he's always right next to me. Claude's whole body seems to relax when I tentatively wrap my arms around him and hug him back. I knew I would miss you, Elly, but it was really terrible being away from you. But you enjoyed the time with your family. I did, and my brother was very frustrated that I spoke about you almost every hour of the day. How could you have that much to say about me? Oh, I felt like I didn't have enough time to list off all of your virtues. I nudge him in the arm, but he just grins at me. A glint from Claude's pocket catches my eye, and I flush proudly when I notice the rose locket. Looking at the locket makes me think back to the night when he transformed back into the prince. Lost in thought, are we? I was just noticing the locket. You still carry it around with you? Of course I do. It has become my most valuable possession. He pulls the little locket out and pops it open. I am startled when I see the small sheet of paper with my own words on it. My message to him is still there. Claude smiles as he reads the words aloud. A normal rose would have withered, so I offered this one instead, in heartfelt thanks. I see nothing when he turns to look at me. Oh ho, your cheeks are red again. Your embarrassment is adorable, darling. I am not embarrassed. I just didn't think he'd keep the words in there, or that they would ever mean so much to him. Yes, of course, you just have exceptionally rosy cheeks, He pauses as he closes the locket again and looks at it fondly. I love this locket because it is the first gift you gave me. He was holding the locket as a beast too. It was half of the reason I recognized him. I jump as Claude gently taps my nose with his finger. This locket isn't going anywhere anytime soon, I can assure you. I smile as he winks at me. Anyway, allow me to pull you back into the present. Since I promised you no more secrets, let me tell you something. Oh? Claude looks away from me, his eyebrows furrowing, and I frown. I hope it is nothing serious. I'm nervous about sitting down to dinner with your father tonight. Yeah. I mean, like, he proclaimed them lovers, literally right in front of the king. What a guy. You're nervous? I start laughing without even meaning to. You're laughing at my pain, princess? He pulls me closer and kisses the top of my head. But you're too flamboyant to be nervous. I'm confident, princess, not flamboyant. There's a difference. Right. Silence. Claude's expression grows more solemn. He looks at me seriously, almost sad. Elly, I'm still so sorry about lying to you. That whole time I made myself up to be someone beautiful, someone I wasn't. I believed I was truly a good person on the inside, but that I deserved good things, even though I was selfish. He's already apologized to me before, too many times. Claude, you do not have to apologize. No, that witch was right to curse me. I've always had everything handed to me on a silver platter. When I came to Angielle, I believed that if it wasn't going to help break my curse, it wasn't important. And then I met you. At first, I thought I would just have to get on your good side so you could help me dispel my curse. But then, Elly, I realized I was drawn to your confidence and commitment. But I can never admit that I was in love with you. I was so scared that if I transformed into a beast and you were scared of me, I would lose my chance of winning your heart. So you see, Princess, I was selfish. I wanted all of you without having to give you all of me. I look down at where our hands are intertwined and I grip his fingers tighter. I've told you enough times now that you have nothing to apologize for. But if you insist on apologizing, maybe you ought to do something to make it up to me. Those words are out of my lips before I can even think of them. I stop suddenly, trying to ignore the hot flush on my cheeks. Claude looks at me puzzled, and for a few moments I feel triumphant that I've caught him off guard. Then a puzzled look fades and Claude just grins at me. Oh my, so forward. Forward? I open my mouth to apologize, but when he suddenly grabs my hands and tugs me down to the bed. Oh my. Oh, where are you going to get down and dirty? Oh my. The instincts Claude taught me in sword fighting are quickly overwhelmed by my surprise, and in no time at all, he has me pinned down to the bed and is looming just above me, smiling. Oh my, I might have to make this 18+. Ooh, rawr. Your weakness. Yes. He leans closer to me and our noses almost touch. My weakness is you, Elly. Oh, ooh, smooch smooch. I like it. I relax into the contact, my earlier tension melting away as warmth flows through me. He pulls away and smiles at me. You see, I let my guard down in front of you. I let my guard down in front of him too. And only him. This whole time all I want to do is be able to touch him like this. His fingers move gently up my arm and he leans down to kiss me again. Oh, so many kisses. Wait, was that the king knocking? Uh-oh, they might be in trouble. The sound of knocking startles us both. A muffled voice comes through the door. Princess, the king is requesting your presence down in the dining hall. He says that your friends have arrived. Aww, it wasn't the king. Silence. Princess? I hear the doorknob begin to turn and quickly speak. Yes, I will be there in a minute. I will let him know, Princess. First the curse, and now this. It is as if the world is conspiring against us. He kisses me once more on the forehead before slowly sitting up and running a hand through his hair. I catch the mischievous look in his eyes as I smooth down my own ruffled hair. Don't worry, Elly, we'll just finish this later. I feel my cheeks flush. You say such uncouth things. Claude chuckles before he stands up and offers his hand. I take it and smile up to him. I love you, Elly, and now I get to say it as many times as I like. I love you too, Claude. I stand up on my toes to plant a quick kiss on his lips before heading to the door. Let's go, Claude. Aww. Oh, I'm so happy. Yay, we get an ending. Not a evil ending, not a bad ending, but a pretty ending. A beautiful ending with a clock that's spinning for some reason. I still don't get to understand this clock here. Oh, I see. We get this. We get the art now. I'll shut up for this ending. Oh man, look at the beast. So crazy. Aw, look at that. Smoochy smooch. Oh, I love it. This was such a good ending. If I knew that they were working on this game, I probably would have funded this. I'm kind of regretful that I didn't because it turned out so good. And these are the people who created it. Fantastic. And I got the achievement. Sweet. I'm playing this on Steam, by the way, for all of you who are curious. Oh, look. We got karma. Wow. Okay, so I guess every time you do a path and you get the good ending, it appears in the title. I guess is a nice way to track your progress. Alright, everyone. Just check the Steam store. I probably should have read the description like fully. They gave a recommended list of who to pursue, and they recommended you start with Rod, then Karma. So we're going to work out to Rod, and then after that, we'll do Rumpel, then Fritz, and then Waltz. So I hope you're all ready for that, and definitely make sure you come back. I'm not going to stop until I actually complete this fully. And that includes all achievements for this game too, because I want to finish this. I want to see where every path ends up, and I want to get to 100% for this. So anyways everyone, if you're interested in watching me continue to play this and do every single path as well as get every single achievement, then go ahead and click that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified of when each upload comes up. And I'll see you all next time in Rod's Path.